Jobs in a theater. So we'll start out with the obvious ones first. We have actors. And then we have orchestra members that play in the orchestra pit. And we have a conductor. And that's the person that directs the orchestra. And directs the orchestra. You have the composer who writes the music for the show. You have the writer who writes the show, like is the author of the show, of the play. You have the casting crew. They will audition the actors. Audition the actors. And then pick out which people would fit best for each part in the show. So that'd be the casting crew. We talked a little bit about the stage manager. They make sure everything goes right the night of the concert. So they are in the prompt corner, giving out cues on the night of the play. You have sound and light people that control the sound and light, the microphones and the music and all that stuff. Sometimes there is no orchestra, and so they'll have to stop and start a CD play. Next, there are costuming people that actually sew the costumes. So costumes, we have hair and makeup. Those people will create a 20-year-old to look like an 80-year-old. They will create somebody to look like they're a monster by adding extra pieces of latex to their face, and they can add stuff that makes it look like they are cut and hurt. So hair and makeup can do some really neat stuff. Same with the costumes. You can make yourself into a tree or a monster or an old person or somebody from the 1800s or the 1950s. You can do lots of different stuff with costumes. Next, we have the set builders. So people that are actually going to create the background, create the background and set. The stage crew people are the people that during a show they will be moving on and off the different props that we need, like maybe a sofa, because there's a living room scene, and then they pull the sofa off and now it's in the woods, and so they put the trees on. So that's the people that come out. They're usually dressed in black so that they are not so recognizable. They can just push the thing out, and it's not distracting the audience from what's going on in the play. So stage crew, moves, props during show. Next you have the advertisers. They're going to make posters, maybe commercials on radio or TV, maybe hand out flyers. They're going to work in the box office. They'll sell tickets. And then the night of the concert or the show, you'll have ushers that will hand out programs and seat people. The director runs the rehearsals. So they're going to tell the actors which way they need to walk and how they need to act. Maybe they need to be a little more scared or a little more sad, or maybe they're acting way too sad and they need to lighten up a little bit. So that director's going to tell them how to do things so that the play will run more smooth. The producer oversees everyone. So they're making sure that all these people are doing the right thing. We have understudies, who are actors that learn a part in case an actor is not available. So if an actor is sick, or they need a break, or they hurt their leg, or whatever, they have another person that knows their parts, has all their lines memorized, knows which way to walk and dance and sing, and so they're ready to pop on at the last minute if they need to. A lot of times understudies are background people, and so that way you just have one less townsperson, and that person can be covering a main part. We also have the choreographer. The choreographer is going to come up with all the dance moves in the show. Teach dance moves. So these are a lot of the different jobs that are in a theater. Please make sure you've written these all down and that you understand what these people do. And eventually we'll have a quiz, and the quiz will be based on the parts of the stage, like stage right, stage left, up stage and down stage and center stage, and also the back parts of the stage, like the wings, the fly system, the apron, all that different stuff is needed to be known on the test, and then along with the different jobs that are in a theater. So please study for this really hard, and I know you'll do great. And then once we know all this, we're ready to start acting.